Hello. My name is Koketo, but you can call me Koki. As I said, this is Koki's voice. My channel is all about me. It's all about my singing, my voice, my speaking voice, my singing voice, my views on the world, and every other thing that may come along. So today I'm going to share with you my journey to China. I'm going to start off by talking about what exactly it takes for you to get to China or South Korea, But for today, I'll just focus on China. So, before we even get started and before we even go anywhere, to be in China legally, you need to have a degree. You need to have a degree, because they are straight. So you need to have a degree, and then that's the first step. Second step, you need to have a TEFL. So a TEFL is like a teaching English as a foreign language certification, or you need TESL. Some others call it what is it? There are many names, but you need that certificate because it helps you, to know exactly what you'll be coming across and how you'll need to deal with stuff and exactly how you'll need to teach and exactly what it takes to teach other kids who, foreign kids, English. So yes, that is number one. And number two, you need your degree certificate. Diplomas don't work, and if your agent tells you that you can use a diploma to get to China, no, you might end up getting in trouble. And I'm sure you've read a lot about how South Africans have been deported and how they've been jailed because people don't follow the rules. Sometimes it's not them. Sometimes it's the people that give them the information. Sometimes people are just desperate and they just want to get out of the country. There's been that whole thing of a lot of white South Africans leaving South Africa to go elsewhere. But that's another topic. So yes, once you have your degree certificate and you've looked for a TESL, teaching English as a foreign language, course online, or you do it through an institution, or whichever path you choose to go, once you have those, you can start looking for a job, or even look for a job as soon as you have the passion of wanting to go teach abroad. So in South Africa, we know very well that a lot of things have changed. Before, you could actually just go to DHET, Department of Higher Education and Training. You could go there and they could stamp your certificate. Well, you need 2 copies for China. So they'll stamp either of those copies and they will sign. And then the next step would be for you to go to Derco, So what I did was I went to DHET and then I went to get my criminal clearance certificate from the police station. It took a maximum of 3 weeks. So I did it through Pretoria. And that's because I was told that if I do it through Pretoria, everything will be smooth. So that's what I did. And it was quick and, I got things going. So as soon as I got to Pretoria to fetch my criminal clearance certificate, that's when I decided, okay, because I don't live in Pretoria, I don't want that whole process of going to Derco with my degree certificate and those copies for them to stamp them and certify them. I don't want to have a whole lot of trips. So what I did was I waited for my police clearance and then I took the copies that I got at DHET. I took them to Derco, and when I got to Derco, always ensure that you get to Derco before 11. If you don't get there before 11, you will not get your things on the same day. You will get your things the following day. And if you're like me and you cost, conscious and you want to save money, when you're planning to go on this trip, you will need a lot of money. So save. So yeah, I went to Derco before 11. I made sure that I got there before 11. I didn't even wait for more than 15 minutes and everything was done. The next step was for me to go to the Chinese consulate. But before I go there, let me back up. So now you don't go to DHET. There's a new process. You go to SAQA, SAQA. And from what I've heard, you need to pay. I don't understand why you need to pay to get, what you've worked for stamped and signed. That's all you're really doing. Why do I need to pay for that? So yeah, that's what you need to go. I'm not quite sure about the SAQA process, But I assume as well that after you go to Osaka, you would need to go to Derco. From Derco, I went to the Chinese consulate in Santon. I got there and yes, everything is strict. And yeah, it was, I needed to get there also, at a certain time so that I could get my things done and everything was okay and I was good to go. So, yes. So remember, firstly, you need to have a degree certificate. Secondly, you need to have some form of certificate teaching English as a foreign language. Thirdly, once you actually have these documents and you've certified them at DHET Osaka, you go to Derco. From Derco, you go to the Chinese consulate or the Chinese embassy, as others would prefer, in Pretoria. But because I stay in Johannesburg, it was easier for me to just go to the consulate. So when I got to the consulate, I didn't pay anything because I had my copies and I had Derco stuff. Never, ever, ever remove the ribbon. Do not remove the ribbon. Once you get there, I'll upload, well, in my next video, I will actually show you what a certificate from Derco actually looks like. Yeah. So don't remove the ribbon. Don't remove the red seal. You go there after you have actually received some information from the company that you'll be going to. So yes, once you've actually been to Derco and it's time for you to go to the Chinese consulate, I decided to go to the Chinese consulate because I'm in Johannesburg and I don't want to go to, stay long in Pretoria and go to the Chinese embassy. So I was like, well, I'll do everything in Johannesburg. So I chose to go to the Chinese consulate, which is in Santon, which makes it easy for me because the Chinese visa offices are also in Santon. But anyway, you don't go there on the same day. So before you get to the Chinese consulate, you will need a letter from the company that is going to employ you. You'll need the details. You'll need everything. So I was employed by EF and the HR guy, Johnny, gave me the things that I needed to put in, like exactly where am I going? What am I going to do? What's the address? How long will I be there for? And all those shenanigans. So I did that. And once I had that from Johnny's side, I could go to the consulate. It took a week, It took a week and everything was done. And then I had another seat at the back, which is also written in Chinese. And yeah, things were good to go. All I needed to do now was to head to the Chinese visa center. But before that, I had to wait for Johnny because so the HR guy, so I had to then send him my details, like the documents that I received back from the Chinese consulate. Once I received those, I scanned them. You need to scan it in color because the Chinese government always uses a red stamp, so they need to see it in color. It should always be in color. So I scanned that to him and he saw everything. Everything was in Chinese. And yeah, so it's not like I would really understand exactly what they said, but he knew what it said. I'm a bit better with Chinese now, but not as good. So I sent him the documents, and on his side, for him to apply for my residence permit and my visa, it took him a month. Yeah, a month. So if you're planning to go to China, let's say, for example, it's July and you want to go in December, you'd need to start the process now. Yeah. So give yourself around 3 months, actually. Maybe not, I gave myself 3 months and I did it in 3 months and I was done. So it took a month on his side to get everything sorted. And then once he had the letter, the confirmation from his side, he sent them to me. And then that's when I was able to go to the visa center. That's when I was also able to, apply. I'm joking, not apply. So that's when I was actually also able to get my flight ticket. But let me tell you, before then, every single day, I searched for flights. So if that's what you're doing, normal. So yeah, I did that and I was ready. So I'll come back to you guys next week and tell you more about the process of getting to China, what your documents will probably look like, and what to look out for from your agents if you are using an agent, what to look for in the contracts and stuff like that. I will give you that information. I will be your girl. I'll help you through it and I'll guide you so that you have a smooth process and you don't keep, going back and forth, looking over Google, asking Google, oh, hey, what do I need to get a Z visa? And all those other things. So check you out next week. Please check my channel, subscribe, like, and share the video. Bye.